Billerica Public Library's Let's Talk Books Book Club October edition. This book club talks about books. We just get together, we just talk about the books that we've read, and the following books that will be mentioned in this video are books that I read for our October edition. Enjoy. Wow, fell into some worthwhile reading in these three biographies this month. The first biography, Eleanor, by David McKellis. Enjoyable, stunning, and a well-researched biography. It is jam-packed with tons of details about Eleanor Roosevelt during her lifetime. Here is an Eleanor both vulnerable and more aggressive, more psychologically aware, and sexually adaptable that we knew. She came to accept FDR's bond with his executive assistant, Missy Lehan. She allowed her children to live their own lives as she never could, and she explored her sexual attraction to women, among them a star female reporter on FDR's first presidential campaign and younger men. As FDR struggled to recover from polio, Eleanor became a voice for the voiceless, her husband's proxy in the presidential ambition, and then the people's proxy in the White House. Later, she would be the architect of the international human rights and world citizen of the atomic age, urging Americans to cope with the anxiety of global annihilation by cultivating a world mind. She insisted that we cannot live for ourselves alone, but must learn to live together or we will die together. The second biography that I read, More Than Love by Natasha Wagner. It is a vivid and heartbreaking memoir about a great actress, Natalie Wood, and her daughter, Natasha. This memoir is seen through the eyes of Natasha while she was growing up with and without her mom, Natalie. She reveals many details of her mom, Robert Wagner, her stepfather, and herself in this memoir. More Than Love begins on the morning after her mother's death in November 1981, when 11-year-old Natasha hears the news on the radio that her mother's body has been found off the coast of Catalina after her parents had spent a weekend on the family boat, the Splendor. From this profound and shattering loss, Natasha shares her memories of her earliest bonds with her mother, her warm, loving, and slightly chaotic childhood as the daughter of two stars, the lost and confused years of her adolescence, and her halting attempts to move forward as a young woman. My favorite biography was Cary Grant, written by Scott Iman. This is an astonishing story about a charming and talented actor. Iman showed empathy and compassion while writing about Grant, who was very anxious, depressed, and a needy individual. The public never saw this side of Grant, but it came through in his private life. Born Archibald Leach in 1904, he came to America as a teenage acrobat to find fame and fortune. But he was always haunted by his past. His father was an alcoholic, and his mother was committed to an asylum when Archie was 11 years old. Because of this experience, Grant would have difficulty forming close attachments throughout his life. He married 5 times and had numerous affairs. Despite a remarkable degree of success, Grant remained deeply conflicted about his past, his present, and his basic identity, and even the public that worshipped him in movies such as Gunga Din, Notorious, and North by Northwest. Drawing on Grant's own papers, extensive archival research, and interviews with family and friends, this is a definitive portrait of a movie immortal. The second group of books that I read were cookbooks. I had so much fun reading and using the recipes that I pulled out of these great cookbooks. Sweet, delicious, and informative were the 3 words that came to me while reading and using these cookbooks. The first one, Delish Insane Sweets. The editors of Delish.com know one thing for sure. Anyone can bake an amazing dessert, crammed with surprising ideas for treats that are both fun and easy. This cookbook features 100 recipes. You'll find all the essentials, but also crazy twists Delish is known for, plus much more. This indulgent book will appeal to food lovers who bake the way most of us do, sometimes with box mix, sometimes from scratch as therapy for a bad day, or to impress friends on girls' night. The second book, Skinny Taste Meal Prep by Gina Homoka. Whether you're looking to lose weight or just eat a little healthier, meal prepping and cooking in advance helps you stay on track with Your diet saves time on busy weeknights and is great for your budget. Skinny Taste Meal Prep delivers more than 120 healthy, diverse recipes that turn simple, easy to find ingredients into flavored packed meals and snacks you'll have ready at your fingertips for the week ahead and beyond. And the last cookbook, Modern Comfort Food by Ina Gardner. In Modern Comfort Food, Ina shares 85 new recipes that will feed your deepest cravings. Many of these dishes are inspired by childhood favorites. There are few things more comforting than gathering for a meal with the ones you love, especially when dishes like cheddar chutney grilled cheese sandwiches are at the center of the table. Home cooks can always count on Ina's dependable, easy to follow instructions with lots of side notes for cooking and entertaining. It's like having Ina right there beside you, helping you all the way. Also, in my reading this past month, I was inspired by reading words of wisdom and useful tips on life in general with these three books. The Little Book of Life Skills by Erin Ruddy. Whether you need advice on how to end an argument, iron a shirt, or keep your inbox under control, Erin has spoken to experts including Rachel Ray, Dr. Oz, Arana Huffington, and condensed their wisdom into the easy to follow steps for all of life's simple and not so simple tasks, such as working from home effectively, keeping a house plant alive, giving constructive feedback, arranging the perfect cheese board, and many more. The Little Book of Life Skills offers simple strategies for being better grown-ups. It's the perfect guide for anybody who wants to get organized and be more efficient throughout the day and finally learn the best way to fold that fitted sheet. The next one was Wolf Pack by Abby Wambach. Abby Wambach became a champion because of her incredible talent as a soccer player. As the co-captain of the 2015 Women's World Cup champion team, she created a culture not just of excellence, but of honor, commitment, resilience, and sisterhood. She helped transform a group of individual women into one of the most successful, powerful, and united wolf packs of all time. In Wolfpack, Abby's message to women is, we have never been Little Red Riding Hood, we are the wolves. We must wander off the path and blaze a new one together. She created a new set of Wolfpack rules to help women unleash their individual power, unite with their Wolfpack, change the landscape of their lives and world, from the family room to the boardroom to the White House. Make failure your fuel. Lead from the bench. Champion each other. Demand the effing ball. In Abby's vision, we are not Little Red Riding Hood staying on the path because we're told to. We are the wolves fighting for a better tomorrow for ourselves, our pack, and all the future wolves who will come after us. And the last book that I read in this category is Make Your Bed, Little Things That Can Change Your Life and Maybe the World by Admiral William McRaven. If you want to change the world, start off by making your bed. On May 17, 2014, Admiral William H. McRaven addressed the graduating class of the University of Texas at Austin on their commencement day. Taking inspiration from the university's slogan, What Starts Here Changes the World, he shared the 10 principles he learned during Navy SEAL training, helping him overcome challenges not only in his training and his long naval career, but also throughout his life. And he explained how anyone can use these basic lessons to change themselves and the world for the better. Told with great humility and optimism, this timeless book provides simple wisdom, practical advice, words of encouragement that will inspire readers to achieve more even in life's darkest moments. Since it was the month of October, I decided to read a few books on the paranormal. They were fast paced, action packed, and suspenseful with a little bit of paranormal on the side. The first one, Phantom Evil by Heather Graham. Though haunted by the recent deaths of two teammates, Jackson Crow knows that it's the living who commit the most heinous crimes. As a police officer using her sometimes otherworldly intuition, Angela Hawkins already has her hands full of mystery and bloodshed. Under the oversight of Adam Harrison, Jackson and Angela will join a newly formed unit of the FBI with the extraordinary opportunity to use their psychic talents. And the first assignment calls them to strongly to resist In a historic mansion in the French Quarter, a senator's wife falls to her death. Most think she jumped. Some say she was pushed. Yet others believe she was beckoned by the ghostly spirits inhabiting the house, once the site of a serial killer's grisly work. In this seemingly unsolvable case, only one thing is certain: whether it's supernatural or all too human, crimes of passion will cast Jackson and Angela straight into danger. The second book I read, Collecting the Dead by Spencer Cope. Magnus Stepscraig is part of an elite three-man special tracking unit of the FBI. Called in on special cases where his skills are particularly needed, his work as a tracker. The media dubs him the human bloodhound, since Steps is renowned for his incredible ability to find and follow trails over any surface better than anyone else. But there's a secret to his success. Steps has a special ability where he can see the essence of a person, something he calls shine, on everything they touch. His ability is known only to a few people: his father, the director of the FBI, and his partner, Special Agent Jimmy Donovan. When the remains of a murdered woman are found, Stepp recognizes the shine left by the murderer from another crime scene with a physically similar victim, and he uncovers the signature at both scenes, the mark of a sad face. The team uncovers 11 possible victims, missing women who fit the same pattern. Using his skill and the resources of the Bureau, it is a race against time to find a killer before it's too late. And the last book in this category, Haven by Kay Hooper. After years away, Jessie Rayburn has finally returned home, unwelcomed, to a town of menacing whispers, Barren Hollow, North Carolina. It's as though she never left. That's why she's so afraid. She left behind her estranged sister Emma, who has her own secrets to protect. But Emma is afraid to reveal what's really troubling her and keeping her awake. Strange dreams of women being murdered brutally and viciously. Now, in this conspiracy of silence, Emma's bad dreams are becoming more real than ever. Even with the help of Noah Bishop, co founder of Haven, the group of psychic investigators that Jessie works for, Jessie and Emma fear they won't be able to outrun the secrets buried in Barren Hollow, or the evil targeting them one last time. The last category that I read was contemporary fiction. All of these authors are reigning queens in contemporary fiction. They were a quick and emotional read about how important families can be. Hideaway by Nora Roberts. Caitlin Sullivan had come from a long line of Hollywood royalty. At 9, she was already a star, but who loved to play hide and seek with her cousins at the family home in Big Sur. It was during one of those games that she disappeared, kidnapped. Kate was smart and a scrappy fighter, and she managed to escape her abductors. Dylan Cooper was shocked to find the bloody, exhausted girl huddled in his house. But when the teenager and his family heard her story, they provided refuge, reuniting her with her loved ones. Kate's ordeal, though, was far from over. First came the discovery of shocking betrayal that would send someone she trusted to prison. Then there were the years spent away in Western Ireland, peaceful, protected, but restlessness growing in her soul. Finally, she would return to Los Angeles, gathering the courage to act again and get past the trauma that had derailed her life. What she didn't yet know was that two seeds had been planted that long ago night, one of great love and one of terrible vengeance. The second book, I Walk Along the Beach by Debbie Macomber. The Lackey sisters are perfect opposites. After their mother died and their father was lost in grief, Willa had no choice but to raise her sister Harper and their brother Lucas. Then, as an adult, she put her own life on hold to nurse Harper through terrifying illness. Willa has realized her dream of running her own bakery and coffee shop, bringing her a special brand of caretaking to the whole Oceanside community. Harper, on the other hand, is always on the go. Overcoming a terrible illness has given her a new lease on life, and she does not intend to waste it. Harper tries to convince Willa to stop worrying and do something outside her comfort zone, like taking a chance on love with a handsome new customer. Sean O'Malley is as charming as he is intriguing, a freelance photographer whose assignments take him to the ends of the earth. Soon, Will is falling for him in a way that is both exciting and terrifying. Life has more challenges in store for them all, but both sisters will discover that even in the darkest moments, Family is everything. The last book I read, Someone Like You by Karen Kingsborough. Maddie Baxter West is shaken to the core when she finds out everything she believed about her life was a lie. Her parents had always planned to tell her the truth about her past, that she was adopted as an embryo. But somehow the right moment never happened. Then a total stranger confronts Maddie with the truth and tells her something else that rocks her world. Maddie had a sister she never knew about. Betrayed, angry, and confused, Maddie leaves her new job and fiance, rejects her family's request for forgiveness, and moves to Portland to find out who she really is.